Let's take our crafting into the next dimension with this Tipsy 3D sculpture. It's a great opportunity to talk about 2 dimensions versus 3-dimensional shapes, and we're going to use styrofoam to make it happen. Let's see what we need. You're going to need 2 blocks of styrofoam, 1 cone shape, and 1 circular or sphere of styrofoam. And then you're going to need some carving tools because we're going to turn that into a different shape, some paints, some toothpicks, some craft glue, and something to cover your surface with. So the first thing we're going to do is sculpt. We're going to carve our styrofoam just using a craft knife or a plastic knife to make it into a cylinder shape. So the way we're going to do this is actually by just shaving off the corners. We're going to spin it around and shave it off on all 4 sides, like so. You may want to put down a newspaper to protect your work surface and to catch all the little crumbs. Then we're going to go back and shave those hard edges off. And we're just going to keep kind of carving and shaving until it's round on top. And it's going to look a little bit more like this one. Now, it's still not a perfect cylinder yet, so we can roll it on the table to squish down those hard edges and turn it into a nice cylindrical object. We can also kind of go around the top too to soften those edges and round them out. So once we've made our cylinder, we're going to assemble by getting our blocks and our cones and our squares ready to paint. So I like to use these metallic paints. They're just really pretty and fun. So go ahead and paint 1 in each different color. Now, if you're painting something like the cone, you're going to need to use a bamboo skewer to hold it so that you can get the back side and the underside, because all of the areas are going to show on this. And if you want, you can also kind of roll the point of the cone to make it a little more pointy. If you need to get into the nooks and crannies, you can just kind of pounce back and forth like this, or you can use a foam brush. So it may take a while to get all painted out, but then you're going to want to set them aside to dry. And now we're going to assemble. So when we took away part of the styrofoam, that's subtractive sculpture because you take it away. Now we're going to add it all back together for additive sculpture. And our cube is going to be the base, and then we're going to want to balance our cylinder on top. And the way we're going to make this happen is with some good old glue and toothpicks. So we're going to take some glue and put it right in the middle, and then add a toothpick like this. And then we'll put a little bit on the bottom, and then I'm going to get down and close so that I can add them together. And the toothpick and the glue will hold it together for you. Now this is the arrangement we picked. You can pick your own arrangement. You can think about how you want to think about like balancing things in space. There are just so many fun ways to make the sculpture your own. Either way, it looks like it's defying gravity. So next I'm going to add this on top, and I'm going to do like this, I think. And again, a little more glue and another toothpick. It's like magic. And then lastly, we're going to finish off with our ball balancing on top. I'm going to put this one a little more towards the front. So you may need to break the toothpick to avoid going through the whole thing, like so. Okay, and then you just set it aside, make sure it's nice and dry, and you can think about how you've defied gravity in 3 dimensions.